You've been telling me about it for a while. Um, I think it took me as long as it did simply because I'm some 1,500 miles away from y'all. And when I was in town, my schedule didn't always line up, but I was curious. The hearing from you and from Stephen, the science behind it, and what others had been saying, I was intrigued. Like I've been looking for ways to improve my health, and that was piqued my curiosity. It was different to have somebody stand there the whole workout telling me, every few seconds what I should be doing, thinking about how I'm breathing, how I'm sitting. Um, but at the same time, that's also comforting in a way, because one of the things that goes through, at least for me, anytime I'm doing a new workout, is I wonder if I'm doing this right. Is this feeling like it's supposed to feel? Am I doing something that's going to harm me in the long run? So having someone, correcting every little posture change in that sense was beneficial. Yeah. So some of the health conditions, I won't go to specifics, but the nature of what I was dealing with would cause exercise to hurt more and longer than is normal. I mean, we're talking, I can go play a game of basketball on a Thursday night, and by Sunday, I'm still limping around because I'm in so much pain. And so that's what I was dealing with in the middle of all this. So what was interesting, and one of the things that surprised me, is I had grown accustomed to, hey, if I work out, it's going to hurt longer. If I play basketball, I'm not going to do much on the weekend. And going into this, I'd heard the science. I'd heard Steve tell me, "Oh, this isn't going to happen." So, I wasn't worried that was going to be the case, but I was kind of, we'll call it suspicious, or, I'll wait and see. Let's really see. So I wasn't completely out of my mind that, hey, I'm going to do this and I'll feel fine. But I wasn't as worried as I might have been. But it wasn't my experience. Like what he said is what happened. I did the workout. It felt like a workout, but I felt good, and I didn't ever have pain the next day or two. It just felt like, hey, I got a good workout in, and I don't have to hurt.
Yeah. Now, you shared with me on the phone that from that experience, it prompted you to go and do other stuff. And you said that now you can explain it, but you said that the relief you felt during that first session took you a different time period with those other services. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm getting it. So yeah, I think I was in there, about a year and a half ago now. It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
Right. Been about a year and a half ago. So a lot of those health challenges I had started to resolve, but I still had a lot of the aches and pains. And I just realized that I wasn't in a place with my health that I wanted to be. So I went out and hired your traditional personal trainer, someone that will assign me exercises to do in a typical gym with weights and whatever, just to do something. Because again, y'all aren't here. And I'm probably paying about the same. I don't remember if we talked about that. But I got into those workouts, and I did accomplish what I set out to do. I've managed to stop the muscle aches and pains from sitting at a desk all day. But it took a good 4 to 6 months of me going to the gym 3 to 4 times a week for about an hour, doing the exercises that he was giving me, before I came to the realization, like, hey, you know what? I work out and I feel pretty good now. So that same after workout feeling that I got after one workout took me about 4 to 6 months to build up to, was the difference that I had noticed. I mean, it's a similar feeling. It's just, you just feel like, hey, I did something. I feel good. And, as long as I didn't push myself too hard, lifting weights, go too heavy or anything, I still feel good after, and I don't hurt.
Yeah. And so a lot of that is because of how, like, the science that Stephen explained to you, right? Yes. Is the way that we're able to specifically load the muscle safely allows you to load it a lot better and allows it to relieve a lot quicker. So anyways, thank you for sharing that. In your opinion, Austin, and this is the last question here, who would you recommend this services to?
I mean, anybody who's looking to start or continue an exercise program. I mean, obviously, I've only had the one experience in the office. If y'all were here, it would be a lot more. That would be my workout routine. But it really did surprise me how much I felt like I worked my body. It was a full body workout. How much I worked my body when I was pushing against a metal plate. Right? That wasn't going to go. It was a fixed plate. It wasn't going to go anywhere. And I think part of that has to do with having the coach right there, encouraging you. You should be at this level right now, and it just being the right amount of time. Right? Like I can get the same kind of burn, or I think you all call it failure, muscle failure is what you're pushing for. Like I can do that in the gym, but I've got to load hundreds of pounds on a barbell and try to push that up and down multiple times before I fatigue the muscles, right? And you're in different positions. There's different, failure points. And I do see that the risk for injury is higher. Whereas with this, like nothing's moving. It's all static, but you're still exerting yourself. And it's still giving you the workout and the exercise that the body needs. My heart rate was up at the end of the exercise. I mean, in the last 6 months, I had to have surgery and I was not in the gym for 2 weeks. I couldn't, right? And then once I went back, it was 4 weeks of just doing banded exercises, no weight at all before I could load weight again. Whereas I feel like if I were doing this program with Ryse, I probably still would have had that 2 week downtime of not doing anything. I don't know that my doctor would have let me do much of anything right after surgery. But I feel like at the end of that 2 week period, my exercise routine with Ryse wouldn't have changed at all from before. My 75% probably would be different, right? Because I've been out for 2 weeks and there's, cuts or whatever that are healing. And so I wouldn't be pushing as hard, but the exercise would be the same. There would be, very minimal change to what I would be doing. And then very little change to the effect it would be having on my body and the fitness level that it would grant me. Versus, I had to wait 4 weeks at the gym doing very lightweight, minimal exercises before it would literally be safe